It's no secret that since its introduction, all of us here at Dirt Trax have felt very strongly that Polaris General is the best multi-purpose side-by-side in the industry. Simply put, it plays as hard as a pure sport model, but works as hard as a utility model. And the introduction of the General XP has taken things a step even further by pushing the sport side of this unit to a higher level. No amount of arguing will ever convince me that the General XP can't play every bit as hard as any Razor 1000. As with all great ideas in this industry, the competition has responded by offering competitive models that in some cases have specs that are even more impressive than the General itself. So now the question must be asked, is the General still the best, and if so, why? What sets the General apart as a complete package from its competition? And do we at Dirt Trax still hold it in such a high level of esteem now that it's not the only unit in its class? Before we go any further, I want to give you an overview of the entire General XP lineup. This is the Deluxe, which is actually the base model. From there you move on to the XP 1000 Pursuit Edition and finally up to the XP 1000 Factory Custom Edition. All General XP 1000 models come with the following: a 4,500-pound Polaris winch, sport roof, rear view mirror, sport front bumper, and Stage 1 audio from Rockford Fosgate. So what does the Factory Custom get you over the Deluxe that we have here? First, and maybe most importantly, is that it comes standard with the full Ride Command system. Now, our Deluxe does have the Ride Command package with Stage 4 audio, but that is not standard and it's an expensive upgrade. On top of Ride Command, the Factory Custom gets you color-matched 15-inch aluminum beadlock wheels, the Rockford Fosgate Stage 4 stereo system, an 11-inch Pro Armor light bar, and a custom steering wheel. Some might consider this unnecessary bling, but if you look at the percentage of side-by-sides on the trail with aftermarket wheels, audio systems, and lighting, and consider that the difference in price between the base model Deluxe and the full jam Factory Custom is only $3,000 US, buying the Factory Custom Edition is a no-brainer. Regardless of what model you choose, all of these goodies would be meaningless if the vehicle they were bolted to wasn't any good. Fortunately and unsurprisingly, that is not the case. The General XP has arched double A-arms front and rear that yield 14 inches of travel at all four corners, all of which is damped by a set of downright awesome, fully adjustable Walker Evans Velocity piggyback shocks. In terms of suspension, it really doesn't get much better than this. Ride quality at standard trail speeds is outstanding, as long as you take the time to understand what changing the settings on your shock does to the overall suspension feel, and then set the thing up properly for how and where you ride. Likewise, higher speed riding, even through super rough terrain, is fantastic. The Velocity shocks have a bypass feature that automatically softens and firms the damping as the shock moves through its stroke. Handling is equally as impressive. The power steering is set up excellent, and it does a great job of controlling those 30 by 10 inch wide Pro Armor Crawler XG tires, which themselves do an excellent job gripping pretty much any surface you ask them to. They aren't the best at any one thing, but they're really good at pretty much everything. In my opinion, the General is underpowered in the XP 1000 package. 100 horsepower is perfect for the standard General, but I'd like to see the XP bumped up to the 120 horsepower category. It would really wake this thing up and make it even more fun to drive. With that said, 100 horsepower is more than enough to get the XP 1000 sideways on command, and it's this type of more spirited driving that showcases just how versatile the General XP 1000 really is. Yes, it has a 600-pound capacity dumping cargo box with a one-hand opening tailgate and a 2-inch hitch receiver with a 1,500-pound towing capacity. Clearly, getting work done is not going to be a problem, but unlike most, when the work's done, you don't have to switch vehicles to head out and tear it up with your buddies. Simply dump the cargo out of the box, unhook the trailer, and hit the throttle. Sport side-by-sides might give you a funny look at first, but when you're blowing by them sideways at 60 miles an hour, their looks will change real fast. So is the General XP 1000 still the best sport utility side-by-side in the industry now that it has serious competition, most notably in the form of Yamaha's R-Max? All I can say is this: nobody here at Dirt Trax is any less impressed with the General XP 1000 now that it has credible competition. But we're going to have to put on way more research miles before we can credibly say which one is actually the best. If you've enjoyed this episode of TRAX TV, definitely reach down and click the like button, and please consider subscribing to our channel if you want to see more content just like this. We appreciate it a lot, and stay tuned for more stuff coming from TRAX in the very near future.